Hello, my geeks, freaks, and my peeps. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Chaos, and today, guys, we are going to be playing Bedrot. Once again, I do have to apologize for the crappy audio. I'm going to try to fix it in post, but my laptop decided to be a dick, so this is what we're stuck with for at least right now. So, let's get started. This game contains swearing, flies, trash, and bed rotting. Would you like to view the spoiler content warnings? This game also contains themes of depression, isolation, despair, and agoraphobia. Reader discretion is advised. Now, dear reader, let's begin. Boy, do I know what that's like. How long has your life been like this? You haven't a clue. They're giving you a situation, you don't care about that. Rise and shine, now let's talk about... What time is it? The time really shouldn't matter to you, not when you're just gonna stay inside all day. Whatever, I'm just gonna do what I do best. Sit and watch TV. It's gone so bad that you can't bring yourself to get out of bed. In order to look around, you find yourself having to click on everything in the room. You used to actually use this for studying. Now it just eats up energy you haven't paid in weeks. Trash has piled up so much that it's almost covering the window. Or take out the garbage. I didn't have to go outside. You're so tired most of the time that you can't even bring yourself to put the trash in here. You would have lost your head without this lovely contraption. Want something? Not yet. Suit yourself then. Have fun steering in your thoughts. You've been meaning to call someone to fix this. Alas, the stench of rotting wood is nothing for you, not when you live with the flies. It's you. Your sad hermit little self. As if you didn't know that already. Your lovely fruit-stained bed. It's more of a home to you than this dorm. You switch the TV on, just like every single day. People always tell you to be consistent. And here you are, consistently staying in bed and watching TV. Even though you do this every day, the TV's flickering light still burns your retinas. You switch to the channels. News, sports, questionable stuff, and kid shows. You settled on My 30-Day Wedding. Yes, you know that's just about everything in that show is staged. But you like it. You like seeing these people so petty towards each other. Seeing them beat the shit out of each other over silly little things is like soap. Over silly little things like soap reminds you of why you're even here. I know that some might think that I'm missing out on life, but I'm perfectly fine missing out on people. Even if My 30-Day Wedding is staged, you can't help but feel like there's some level of truth to this pettiness. Remember how you would actually attend class? Some boys began trying to prank you. And by prank, I don't mean silly little things like dialing random numbers. I mean shit like trying to dump acid on you. And it was all because I didn't want to work with him on a project. Maybe I came across too harshly when rejecting him? A massive part of you believes that the world is a shitty place. But the idea that maybe it's your fault is tempting. Sit back and think about it some more. At least if something's your fault, you can fix it. Bitch found it. Fantastic. You switch to the news channel. You feel like watching something informative. Good morning, citizens of Libertario City. Evening. You're not surprised, nor more disappointed in yourself than anything. You used to wake up at the crack of dawn to get shit done. Now you wake up at the crack of dusk to lay and rot. Bring your attention back to the TV. Thoughts aren't good for you. Today we bring you a grisly case, a murder, another one, just like every day. Yes, I know that you see this shit every day, but this one's so bad that we have to show you. You zone out a bit while the reporter talks about the crime scene. About how the victim was found under a cardinal river with half of her face burned off and her breast torn. The victim was named Emma Greenwood. Your ears prick up. Remember that she was one of your classmates back when you went to class. But she was also one of the only people to check up on you. You're sure that she was a good person. She sure as hell didn't deserve to die in such a horrific manner. Why is the world like this? How is it that you could do everything right and still something horrible happens to you? Decide to sleep again. It's like every night, you don't dream. On one hand, if you don't dream, you can't remind yourself that this situation does suck. Plus, you don't have nightmares about how a stranger is going to bust in and strangle you. On the other hand, sleep is getting boring without dreams. Sleep just consists of you or random thoughts bouncing off each other. It's too much like this when you're awake. Rise and shine, again. Even though you got well over half a day of sleep, your eyes are still glued shut. Not to mention that the sunlight makes you want to clamp your eyes. You don't enjoy sunlight. You don't even go out to feel its warmth. It's just a nuisance to you. Something that stops you from. You can't think of what stops you from doing. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Rotting away! That's what. It's in moments like this where you question everything. No, you didn't question it when trash began piling up in your room. Nor did you question it when people showed up at your dorm with bills, letters of expulsion, all that good shit. Now the sunlight is hitting you and you question it. Part of you wants to go over to the window and cover it with something, but you also don't want to see the dent you left in the bed from how long you've laid there. It makes everything feel too real. You hide from the light under the wrinkled covers. You don't sleep under there. You lie awake. The sunlight barely penetrates the thin fabric, but it's better than your eyes being fried. There's nothing to distract you from your thoughts under the covers. Nothing but the faint buzzing of flies around the garbage. Try to make out little conversations the flies may be having. Anything to distract you from your mind. After what feels like an eternity, the room is dark again. You prop yourself up. Again. Just another night of nothing. That's what I expect. Just like every single night since you caged yourself in here. The only difference is now you're realizing how miserable it is. Why do you have a trash can if you never use it? You haven't bothered to clean that up. Too much of a hassle when you already live in filth. Looks like the floor has become your trash bin for tissues. The only problem with having this takeout container is that it's probably all moldy now. Might make you die quicker though. You're just waiting for the day for that wall to completely fall out. You used to actually use it for studying. Now it just eats up energy you're not using. It's only now that you realize how overpowering the stench is. You feel bad for whoever lives on the floor of the dorm. But that guilt isn't enough to drag you out. You used to care about that crack in the wall, but now it's just decoration. It's like you didn't turn off the TV last night. I don't know, you're already behind on electricity bills. Not using carrying now. It's you. So if you didn't know that already. It's you. Okay, yeah. Huh? What's this? You can't discern what it is. Maybe it's a plant of some kind? You don't know what it would be living off of. Maybe off the food scraps under your bed. Maybe off the decaying wood. No use in wondering about it though. No use in wondering about anything now. Lay back in bed, stomach completely empty. As the days go on and on, you feel like your head's becoming more empty. You can remember how when you were younger, the lives of you and your sister were filled with joy and whimsy. As much as you can get in of Librito City at least. Now that your sister's off being productive, working in forensics of some kind. Heck, she's probably working on Emma Greenwood's case right as you rot. How would she feel if she saw me like this? Everyone in my family thinks that I'm off getting some psychology degree. They all think I'm actually doing something with my life. And I'm just rotting. The best word for it. Used to be something, someone. Now I'm just a husk. Remember when Emma came to check up on you? She asked if anything had happened. You tried to pinpoint what happened. You're still trying to be quite frank. At least if something did happen to you, this day of your life would be justified, right? Maybe it wasn't a single bad thing that happened. Maybe it was just a bunch of smaller things piling up. Even though you spent the better part of the day sleeping, you're too tired to think. You just want to rest. It's been long overdue. When you wake up, the sun is blaring on you, and your little plant is frightened. Why is there so much sunlight out there? Burrito City is usually all dark and gloomy, and why is it all bright now at times? Sometimes you like to think that it's sunny because you're not out there. Self-aggrandizing. Fuck yeah. Funny. Hell yeah, at least. It's funny in your mind. Seeing the sun out reminds me that everyone's out there doing stuff. Listen at night, people are doing what I do for the most part. Eating, watching TV, and sleeping. I know that's not true when the sun is shining. You lay back down. Again. You truly hate being reminded of what you could be doing instead of lying in bed all day. You know it's your fault that you're like this. You struggle to sleep through the day, lost in thought. I know that some people out there feel the exact way I do, but it manifests so differently for people. Some people just turn to alcohol. Some people turn to adrenaline hunting. Some throw themselves into the work and become even more productive. I think that any of those people are more productive than I am. An alcoholic adrenaline junkie. Because at least they're putting themselves out into the world. Why do my feelings manifest in this way? Night falls yet again, just like every single night. Do you know how insanity is defined? You really should, considering that you barely survived one semester of university. No answer? Oh, shucks. Explain why you stopped attending class. Insanity is when you do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. That's exactly what you're doing. The thing is, I know nothing's going to change. No shit, it isn't. I know that every single day is the same. But how different am I compared to other people then? Alright, good point. The way that you view it with regards to insanity is the same as most people. People go to university expecting to outshine their peers, even if they're reusing the same study habits from high school. People go to work every single day, doing random stuff for an apathetic boss, expecting that out of all the other employees, they'll be the ones to get rich. It's all the same to you, except for the fact that society doesn't consider what you do to be productive. You do miss blissful ignorance. You hate being able to see the systems for what they are. You hate how you can't go along with it like everyone else. Even though it's all the same, the difference is that those people are happy, while I am not. Oh, don't be such a Debbie Downer. Maybe you should watch some TV to return to your usual state of apathy. Huh? Looks like the plant brought a little buddy. This plant looks different from yesterday. It smells different too. Because they finally cut the power, explained Finley himself. This day was coming. And your one source of entertainment is gone. All that can keep me occupied in my thoughts, or sleep. What does it matter when the power's gone? Most of my time is spent sleeping and thinking anyways. Why noise rings in your mind, your stomach growls with hollowness, and your eyes don't just want to stay open. Regardless if you sleep for 3 or 18 hours, your eyes want to stay clamped shut in eternal slumber. Your eyes give in, and darkness is all you see. Your other senses are heightened, but even they feel dull. Note that it smells slightly worse in here than usual. You used to scent of mold and rotting wood, but you're beginning to pick up on the odor of decaying meat. Flies are gonna love that. Wake up from another dreamless night. That's good, nothing to remind you of what you could be missing out on. And it's night? You either slept for only a few hours or an entire day. Probably gonna fall back right asleep any minute. Starting to wish that you could stay asleep forever. You wonder what that plant is feeding off of to grow so quickly. You feel tethered to the bed by now. You've been here for so long. Why bother leaving? This plant looks different from yesterday. Smells different too. Think that this might be the source of the decaying odor. It wouldn't make much sense though. How could a plant be growing and decaying? Another one? It's close to blocking off the exit. It's not like it matters. It's never going to leave in the first place. Quite the thought of despair here. But it's true, there's nothing out there for you. You're sure that no one in your family cares. You're sure that even if you finally did go out, you'd be miserable. Hell, the only person you remember being kind to you round up dead. What does that mean? Does it mean that you have to resort to some assholery if you want to live? The worst part of it all is that even after thinking about it, you don't know the root of your issue. Maybe it was a bunch of small things snowballing into something massive. But you can't even figure out the smaller things. Fall back asleep for a long time, and again it's dreamless. You've come to realize maybe you don't dream because your mind itself is a prison. It smells like blood and guts are spread around this room. The exit's blocked. You're too late. Vines are rot. Guts? Substance stays wrapped around you. You don't try to fight it. You want to scream, but you're too tired. The strange tentacles poke through you, stitching you straight into the bed. Never intended to leave in the first place. Not for a long time, at least. Now that you're truly chained to the bed, do you expect to regret it all? You don't. You had no dreams to live for. So your nightmares become your reality. Bed rot. I want to see if there was like a separate ending, because like, it's you, your sad little hermit self. All you have is yourself now. Even then, you're beginning to lose her. You wonder if this planet's fading off to but this planet another one? Right? So, what if I don't click the planet closest? It smells like blood and guts around you. The scent of rot overpowers you. The scent of... Okay. It's too late for you now. Gone is the foul odor of garbage, replaced with just the scent of your room. Not bother to clean it up. Much of a hassle when you already live in filth. I clicked on the flies. Can't make anything out in the darkness, but you sure the maggots and larvae are feasting on the takeout container. Can't even smell the rotting wood anymore. Just smell your room. It's too late for you now. I feel tethered to the bed by now. Been here for so long. Why bother leaving? Very useless TV. I don't think that there's any other ending. Defines rot? Guts? Substance stays wrapped around you. You don't even try to fight it. You never intended to leave this place. So that was Bedrot. I hope that you guys found this game interesting. I hope that like this game made you feel seen. It sure has made me feel like there's spotlight on me now. I relate way too much to this game. I hope that you guys found this game interesting. I hope that wherever you lay on this beautiful spectrum that we call life, I hope that you're happy and that you're healthy. Stay safe and remember, I love you. Bye!